Uniform Civil Code Roundtable.
Hello and welcome to this India Today special roundtable. First, it was about building a Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Then it was Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir being withdrawn. Now a debate has been sparked off over what is widely being seen as arguably the most contentious and potentially far-reaching move of the ruling BJP's ideological agenda, a uniform civil code for India. In the last week, at least 5 BJP chief ministers have spoken of the need for a uniform civil code. But away from the political noise, what would a uniform civil code really mean for the people of this country? What are its legal and constitutional implications? Today, we hope to demystify and decode an issue that is expected to gather even more traction in the months ahead. And ask the big question, is the uniform civil code an idea whose time has come? My first guest on this roundtable, before I expand it to others, is Justice Deepak Gupta, retired former judge of the Supreme Court. I appreciate you joining us, Justice Gupta. It was in 2019 that you, along with Aniruddha Bose, spoke on the UCC in the Supreme Court in September 2019 and expressed your wonderment as to why the Uniform Civil Code had not been implemented as yet, why no action had been taken in this regard, despite the fact that it is part of the directive principles of our Constitution under Article 44. Do you then believe that the Uniform Civil Code is an idea whose time has come, Justice Gupta?
Well, ideally there should be a Uniform Civil Code, but right now I don't think the country is ready for uniform civil code at this time. But I think there is need to start a debate on what should constitute a uniform civil code. When we talk about uniform civil code, it's not only going to be a Hindu civil code for other communities or religions. It has to be the best of all religions and also the best of all secular ideas. That is the idea of a uniform civil code. I don't think even the majority...
But may I just stop you, Justice Gupta, for a moment? Sir, may I just stop you for a moment? You're saying that the country is not ready for it. There needs to be a debate. But surely this debate has been going on for the last several decades. We can go back to the codification of Hindu law, personal laws in the 1950s. It is part of the directive principles by our Constituent Assembly makers. Do you believe that there has been a delay in this, that this debate should have by now been concluded?
Yes, I definitely feel the debate should have, what happened when the Hindu laws were codified. Even that time there was a lot of opposition from the conservative section of society, especially the Hindu society. And what was initially planned in the Hindu code bill, a lot of it was whittled down. But after that, I think an opportunity was lost at that time that we didn't bring in other religions also. It was thought, maybe rightly so, that the demand would come from the religious leaders themselves for a uniform civil code. I think the time, when I say that the time is not right, right now it is not right. We can't implement a uniform civil code right now. Things are very, already we are at a stage where there's a lot of divisive forces. So in that sense, yes. But at the same time, I do feel that this idea needs to be debated. And I don't mean the idea of a uniform civil code, but how it will be implemented. Till date, nobody has come out with some plan as to what would be part of the Hindu uniform civil code. It will lead to, we have to understand that, just give me a minute.
Yeah,
we have to understand that there will be, when we talk of a uniform civil code, we will also have to talk of, many other things. If there's a uniform civil code, how do we have reservations only for scheduled castes who are Hindus? If we have a uniform civil code, can tax exemptions or tax rebates be granted to Hindu joint families? If we have a uniform civil code, can people in the northeast, especially tribal people, be given benefits which they are being given now? So uniform civil code, the idea, it will take time But the debate must take place.
You know, you're saying in a way that if the Uniform Civil Code is brought in a hurry, it will open up a Pandora's box. I can even add tribal communities to the list that you gave, those who, in a sense, want to protect their tribal identities. However, there are those, Justice Gupta, and your judgment or your observations in 2019 seem to suggest that, who believed it was the way to go. It was a forward-looking way. Why then do you believe that a uniform civil code at this moment will divide people? Why is it that there has always been this fear that a uniform civil code will be divisive? Is it because of the politics surrounding it, the belief that it is Muslims alone who oppose a uniform civil code, when the truth is there are enough Hindu groups also who may have problems with elements of a uniform civil code?
A lot of Hindu groups are going to have problems with the uniform civil code if a really proper uniform civil code is, developed. Because as I told you, these benefits for we have so many, we protect our customs. India is a land of various diversities. When Justice Anirudh Bose and I talked of the uniform civil code, it is in the larger context. But you have to look, there are going to be so many details while drafting a uniform civil code. In fact, though my view is different, Justice Chauhan, who was chairman of the Law Commission, said it is neither feasible nor desirable at this stage. I won't go to that extent. I think at one stage, today, if not today, tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years, we need to have a uniform civil code where every citizen's rights are similar. I'm not saying exactly identical, but they are similar. It is not that if by fate I am born into a Hindu family and not a Muslim family or a Christian family, my laws of inheritance, marriage, everything is different. It's not that we can't protect, we can protect the religious feelings, the laws, the ceremonies and the rituals. But then we can have some things which are common to all. So because we must understand that the diversity of this country is also a part of our constitution. The constitution also respects the diversity of this country, different ethnic groups. I mean, they all have to be taken into consideration, but there should be some level of uniformity. When I said it, later Justice Pratibha Singh of the Delhi High Court said it. Now, where did she say it? Whether Meena community, who is a Hindus, but scheduled tribe Hindus from Rajasthan, whether they are governed by Hindu law or not. So her remarks of a uniform civil code were in this. Justice Bose and I talked of it when we talked of the Goa civil.